Start. The people of India were never xenophobic, but today they are also trusting of strangers and more welcoming of difference than ever before. These changes become visible when we look at the numerous things that are taken for granted nowadays in everyday life. The new trust is based on the emergence of robust institutional mechanisms that foster trust. The Aadhaar system is just one of those new institutions. Come to think of it, the disaster that happened around the PMC bank was rooted in our outdated notions of trusting face to face interactions based on being part of the same ethnic group, the same caste, religion, friendship, circle, or what have you. Till 3 decades ago, the world outside the small town, mohalla, village, or immediate family circle barely affected our lives. Our circle of trust was limited to the people with whom we were directly connected. The things we could possibly do were also limited to this intermediate circle, not so anymore. Till the 1990s, young people had little more than the limited and often incorrect advice of parents and friends. The parents of a bright student, especially a girl from, say, Chandigarh, often hesitated in sending their child to study in a well known institution like an IIT at Kanpur or Chennai, merely because they did not have any relatives in that location. When these young people did pick up jobs in far off mega cities, their companies housed them in chamris, incurring heavy costs because the city itself had little to offer by way of logistical support for living for a single inexperienced and not very rich young person. Today, chamris have given way to shared flats which are hired by young people who come together through some social media platform for the common purpose of hiring a flat. The flat owner then signs a separate contract with each of them. Each of the flatmates works in a different company, maintains a different time of coming in and going out. This kind of trust was simply not visible till recently. These young people have no need to search for a maid. She just arrives to clean up and cook for the flatmates. In fact, she is not a servant anymore but a service provider, as much of a professional as any. In case any repair is needed, a local repairman who has been located through an internet service arrives after all the flatmates have gone off to work, completes the repair work and gets paid through an application like Bheem. The inexorable professionalization of everyday jobs, associated upward social mobility, and increase in trust have gone unnoticed. In the 1960s, the central leadership of India emerged in povertarianism, ignored the chance of developing a television network for India in the belief that TV was a luxury for the rich and powerful. Phones were another so called item of luxury. Today, every family has a TV connection, and anyone who has not made a conscious effort to keep away has a phone connection that is internet enabled. In fact, not having a TV has become a sign of distinction among the hoity toity, while labor contractors and farmers across the country attract workers to their camps with offers of free TV, internet, and telephone connectivity. The TV and telephone keep these workers informed about happenings in the wider world. For a few years, blowing up a handful of instances out of proportion did result in such ease of access to information being castigated for instigating social violence. People soon realized that easily available information could also misguide. People learnt how to identify facts, ignore rumor, and form their own conclusions without the help of and mediation by experts or charismatic leaders. Even the fear of hyper nationalism being fueled by new technologies has proven to be exaggerated after the election results of last month. The marketplace itself has changed. Few people today remember how one of the major tasks of housewives used to be to winnow out bits of stone and husk from dal and chawal before cooking. Today, the neighborhood grocery store would quickly lose its customers if their dal chawal needed that kind of cleaning. The availability of institutional sources of information has expanded the circle of trust for people. Producers from often remote places are able to retail their goods across the country and the world by using the internet bazaar. We also know of people who sold and purchased real estate worth many lakhs without involving real estate dealers, without physically ever meeting each other except when the final registry had to be done. The mindscape of trust has effectively transformed the routines of daily life and empowered human beings in innumerable ways. Friends need not be limited to those whom we met in school, college, or our jobs. A social media account can work wonders. In case anyone is unhappy on a job, the possibility of finding an alternate placement through internet searches provides choices. Mundane activities like buying vegetables, kirana, clothes, shoes have not only become easier, the huge variety available enables better buying decisions. Concomitantly, businesses have been liberated from the need to depend exclusively on dealer networks to sell their products. Millions of small and medium enterprises sell their goods and find potential customers without the intercession of a distributor or retailer. The potential increase in profits and productivity is incalculable. Full stop, over.